Hello everybody, welcome to CFC Fan TV. Can you believe it? The European draw is tomorrow. I'm so excited to be back in the Champions League. It's been really upsetting being out for a year. I'm a massive fan of going home and away in this competition. I think it's one of the best competitions in the world, best club competitions in the world. And yeah, I'm thrilled to be back. So with that said, I'm going to go through my 5 personal top favourite Champions League games. In at number 5 is a very memorable game for me. It's a 3-1 game against Napoli away. It was freezing cold, great day. I think we sailed across the island of Capri during the day. That was really fun. One thing you don't know about that is that it was sort of, nice weather in the day and then absolutely freezing cold in the night. The fans are crazy over there, a little bit violent. I think we were held in the ground for quite a while. And we actually lost 3-1. It was all going well. We got the first goal, but it wasn't to be, and that actually was AVB's last game in charge. So now that may not seem like a favourite moment to you, but I remember that specifically because that was the last negative time I remember before we ended up winning the Champions League that year. Roberto Di Matteo became our manager. We ended up winning 4-1 in one of my favourite ever games at the Bridge against Napoli, and it was just such a memorable leg for me, and I cannot wait to have more moments like that. In at number 4 is our knockout stage game at the Bridge against Liverpool. We drew 4-4, however we won 7-5 on aggregate over the course of the both 2 legs. Yeah, I actually remember being in the crowd with my dad. I was quite young at the time, and we at one point lost count of who was going through. There was 8 goals in that game, and I think we actually all thought it was going to be all over. I think Liverpool got one of the last goals. Then, luckily enough, Frank Lampard comes up for us and scores in the 89th minute and sent us through to the next stage of the Champions League. It was such a memorable game for me. It was actually one of the first games I ever travelled up to because I didn't live in London at the time, and I was so thrilled to be a part of it. And although our next game against Barcelona didn't go our way, in at number 3 is Schalke away back in 2014. I went with Dan and my dad. We ended up being in a bar for around about 7 hours, drinking mulled wine and eating a lot of German food. So that was great. And then we obviously all met up with the Chelsea fans later. Went into the ground, not expecting too much. I have to say, we always used to go with high hopes and then sort of get knocked back when we didn't get the result we wanted. But this was different. We kept a clean sheet. We netted in 5 goals. Obviously, one of those was an own goal. But it was nice to see us get a goal in the first 2 minutes. JT steps up, and that was just a great moment for me. I think everybody was so drunk, nobody really. In at number 2 is our Europa League final win against Benfica. We won that game 2-1. I think it took, for some fans, quite a bit of motivation to get involved with the Europa League. I don't think it was a trophy that was taken as seriously. I mean, we were used to playing in the Champions League for years, but for me, I really enjoyed it. We did quite a lot of away trips that season. And yeah, once we all got to Amsterdam, I could see the atmosphere and all the fans buzzing, and actually started to mean quite a lot to us. Same as when we got into the stadium, everyone was, you could feel the nerves and everybody was getting really excited for the game. And then we have 2 goals, obviously, from Torres and an amazing header from Ivanovic. The crowd went mental, we brought home the trophy, and it was just one of those, again, memorable moments I have with my family and friends, and us taking home another trophy to Stamford Bridge. In at number 1, how could it be anything else? It's our win against Bayern Munich in the Champions League final at the Allianz Arena. That for me, again, is one of my most memorable moments. It's the greatest night in our club's history. And yeah, it's strange how it actually worked out. Me and my dad only had 1 ticket. We both decided to go over anyway, and my dad ended up giving his ticket to me, which obviously was such a big thing for him to do because it was such his childhood club, and he'd been following the team since he was born and gone home and away, even before I was born. And then he got a call around 4 o'clock, and somebody said they had a ticket for him, and he ended up going in the ground as well. He sat the lower tier, I sat in the higher tier, and I just remember turning around to the guy because I was that nervous when Jobber had already scored his goal. By the scenes when that goal went in was just, I was like uncontrollable. But when Jobber walked up to take that penalty, I turned around to the guy and said to him, what happens if he scores this goal? Because I knew, but I just wanted him to clarify to me what would happen. And he said, if he scores this, we win. And I just remember him walking out. I don't think I've ever been so nervous to watch a goal being taken. And the minute it went in the back of the net, I think it was just, people, like grown men were crying, like it was just absolutely insane. And it honestly is one of the greatest nights of my life, if not the greatest, as I'm sure it is all you fans. So there you have it. There are my top 5 personal favourite Champions League moments. Comment below, let me know what yours are, and we will see you all super soon. I can't wait for the draw tomorrow. Comment below, who do you think we're going to get? Go on, you Blues.